the Chobe River. It is the lifeblood of both animal and plant life along its banks. Originating from the Angolan floodplains, the Chobe started life as the Kwando River. As the Kwando River headed east, it meandered through the ecosystems of both the Liniati swamps and Lake Liambisi, finally breaking out as the Chobe. Soft pink light still kisses the early morning. Herds of elephants are already gathering along its banks. The Chobe is famous for its elephants. These majestic creatures dance and tussle by the riverfront, their graceful movements welcoming the arrival of the new morning. Further down the Chobe, other wildlife is beginning to stir. Baboons make their way to the water's edge, as Nile crocodiles awaken from their slumber. Aside from wildlife lining its banks, the Chobe River has an amazing array of bird life. It is a birder's paradise. Yellow-billed storks, fish eagles, and kingfishers adorn its riverfront. And as the sun climbs higher, the soft morning light becomes stronger, heralding the coming of the new day. The great egret, posting along the water's edge, looks ready to showcase the winged wonders along the Chobe. This is the Malachite Kingfisher. Not exactly a huge bird, the Malachite Kingfisher belongs to a group called river kingfishers. These very colorful birds live where they eat. River kingfishers perch on aquatic vegetation or reeds and catch prey near marshes and slow-moving rivers, like the Chobe. The Malachite Kingfisher is widely distributed in sub-Saharan Africa. This carnivore's favorite meals are fish, insects, and crustaceans. Although malachites are solitary in nature, they are monogamous and form long-lasting bonds. Their counts have remained stable for the past few years. On the next read over is the pied kingfisher. This black and white kingfisher has a solid black dagger-like bill. Larger than the malachites, this highly adaptable bird lives on marshes and slow-moving rivers. But unlike the malachites, with a varied diet, pied kingfishers will only eat fish. This black and white bird is a superb hunter. Their excellent vision allows them to spot fish from above, detect its sudden movements, and dive to their exact coordinates. Their counts have also remained stable for the past few years. On the opposite bank of the Chobe are lilac-breasted rollers. These multicolored birds are known for their aerial acrobatics. They roll from side to side during flight and make fast and shallow dives from high elevations. Found mainly in sub-Saharan Africa, they prefer woodlands but are known to perch on well-spaced trees along slow-moving rivers. Lilac-breasted rollers are carnivores. They eat insects and small invertebrates. Their counts, too, have remained stable over the years. It's mid-morning and the Chobe is fully alive. This next part of the Chobe is in a hidden lagoon of sorts. Although it's still part of Chobe's meandering waterways, this part of the river is lined by papyrus, marshes, and lily pads. This area is home to the African jacana. Known as Jesus birds, the African jacana uses its long legs and toes to glide across lily pads and aquatic plants. Because the weight is evenly distributed, the jacanas can feed on insects on top of lilies before they begin to sink. In jacana society, parental duties are reversed. Females leave the males once the eggs are laid. Males then incubate the eggs and raise the chicks. Jacanas can be seen in sub-Saharan Africa. Their counts have remained stable for the past few years. On the next lily pad is the very skittish African swamp hen. The solitary and omnivorous bird feeds on insects, plants, and fish. Its weight is evenly distributed, so like the jacana, its long legs and toes allow it to glide over lily pads, as if it were walking on water. Even more skittish than the swamp hen is the African pygmy goose. Most common in sub-Saharan Africa, this notoriously shy waterfowl is habitat-specific. Pygmy goose prefer to live in marshes and swamps, where they can be near vegetation like lily pads and water-dwelling plants. Although lilies top their menu selections, they also eat fish and insect larvae. Beyond this enchanted forest are white-fronted bee-eaters. This type of bee-eaters inhabit woodland savannas near waterways and nest in earthen banks and cliff faces. They are common in southern Africa. These birds have a complicated social hierarchy. They have clans, form strong family bonds, and will defend their colonies from attack. White-fronted bee-eaters are monogamous and mate for life. Their counts have seen a steady uptick in recent years. At the top of the hill is a herd of African Cape buffalo. The land transportation of choice of oxpeckers and cattle egrets alike, the Cape buffalo is a large and heavy, cow-like animal. Its habitat can range from dense forests to open plains, and they graze almost exclusively on grass. Cape buffaloes are herd animals. You're likely to find dozens of them in one sighting. The biggest threats to Cape buffaloes are habitat loss and conflict with humans. And they always look at you like you owe them money. This is the majestic African fish eagle. The fish eagle is a large bird of prey commonly found in sub-Saharan Africa. In order to spot prey, this carnivore perches high up in trees along lakes and rivers. However, they also perch on low-lying branches of dead trees along waterways. It is a carnivore. Although a huge fan of fish, fish eagles will also consume birds, reptile, and carrion. They live where they eat, always close to water and always close to abundant fish populations. It's now late in the afternoon and we are headed back. But not before featuring the yellow-billed stork. The yellow-billed stork is a large wading bird normally found in sub-Saharan Africa. It has a unique feeding behavior. It scours the riverbed with its bright yellow bill, partially submerged and open. While looking for prey, their feet never stop moving, and they often use their wing for balance. Yellow-billed storks are found in wetlands and slow-moving rivers, like the Chobe. Habitat loss and poaching pose the most concern for this species, but thankfully, the counts have remained stable for these birds. A few feet from the stork are a reed cormorant and an African darter. The African darter, with its large web feet, is an excellent underwater hunter. After pursuing prey, it shakes its wings and tail feathers to dry them off. Like the African darter, the athletic reed cormorant pursues fast-moving prey in shallow water. Both are found in sub-Saharan Africa. Along the Chobe, the late afternoon light has given way to the golden hour. Animals who passed just a few hours earlier now seem more relaxed. It's as if a certain glow has washed over the wildlife along its banks. Family units gather to quench their thirsts and play on the river. And as we watch this kudu drink from the Chobe, we lazily continue to head back. There's a quiet elegance to the river, even as the golden light fades and diffuses into a much lighter shade of yellow. Along the Chobe, animals enjoy the last vestiges of this beautiful light. The majestic fish eagle watches over its domain. The jacana seems less frenetic. And even in this light, the Nile crocodile looks stunning. On some evenings, magic happens on the banks of the Chobe River. As herds of elephants begin to gather, the sky is transformed from a fading yellow to a soft shade of pink, kissed by a patchwork of orange. Gathering along the banks of the Chobe at dusk must have been a ritual elephants have performed for thousands of years. As these graceful beings dance in the dust and roll around in the mud, the sky turns to a deeper shade of orange. Silhouetted against the setting sun, they seem to celebrate the life-giving river that is the Chobe.